Welcome back to Bangers Bricks, everybody. My name is Ben. Today, our big goal is to build and place set 910013, the retro bowling alley, into the Lego City. We're also going to be talking briefly about the haunted house, one of our most recent purchases, as well as a few things that we picked up from Bricks and Minifigs. Lastly, I want to talk a little bit more about a big change that we're going to be making to our rock platforms in our greenery area. A lot to do, so let's get started. Before we get a chance to build and place the retro bowling alley, I wanted to take a quick little look at the greenery area, as within the past 24 hours, we've made some big decisions. And as you can see, we've also been able to get our sets into the greenery area. I think everything's looking pretty good. This is just, again, reminding me that we are filling up the room in our Lego closet very quickly. So unfortunately, we are going to have to make a couple modifications to some of our rock ledges. Now, previously, we have had just kind of our larger rock ledge over here, kind of a smaller one over here, and then it just kind of connects in the middle. I feel like I am glancing over the fact that we have previously purchased the haunted house, and I have not shown everybody yet. So here it is. It is going to go in the Lego City. Not 100% sure where it's going to go, but here it is in all of its glory. But as I was saying, the one thing that I've been taking a look at and really talking to one of my buddies about is I think we're going to end up connecting these two rock ledges and making it one entire rock ledge. The only reason behind that is if I do build this out, let's say I build that connector in the back there, I can't really put a set back there. So it's really just kind of wasting a lot of room. I think that a cool little river coming down to a pond or lake area would be really cool. And we're still going to do that, but it's just going to be modified to be coming down off of the rocks. As I mentioned, it'll be connected here in the front. So it'll be kind of connected right there. And then the rock ledge will host some sort of river or waterfall coming down from the rocks. So just kind of something that I wanted to let everybody know of as we are building everything out and running out of room. That will provide one more spot to display some sort of set, whether it's the A-frame that we move up there or potentially the tree house. I did want to address one other thing quick here. The second thing I wanted to introduce was the different pieces that we used for the rock ledges. Somebody had stopped me earlier this week and they were like, hey, your second rock ledge turned out much better than your first. How did you use the pieces? What pieces did you use? So just want to go over quickly the different slopes and stuff that we use. Again, we're just really alternating the different colors and different types of slopes that we're using. Also incorporating a few cheese wedges here and there to add just a little bit of detail. But really what we did is really just alternated some of the different ledges using our 2x2x2 light bluish gray slope, and then just like 1x2x4 or 3, and then 1x2x4, and then 2x2x4. So really just some of the different slopes that you can use. The ones that I actually found that I would like the best was the actual inverted, if I could focus, the inverted slopes, really just because that helps like protrude from the rock panels and just kind of gives that little texture to your rock ledge. And again, everything starts to look much better when you can kind of randomize the different slopes and stuff that you're using. So that's just kind of what I used in general. Not that there's necessarily any sort of plan that you have to follow, but I did find that obviously the one by one bricks definitely helped, just creating and filling in some of those different gaps that you see in between certain slopes. So there it is. Let's finally get to building the retro bowling alley in Dave's Cafe. Here we go.
Siphon, this is hard.
While we're building the retro bowling alley, I want to give a little shout out to Rakuten, as we have been saving so much money lately, and it really is an easy to use browser extension that is free. Yes, it's free. I know we primarily talk a little bit more about Lego, but Rakuten does give you cash back, and not just Lego, but over 3,500 other stores as well. The other day, I received 3% cash back from buying just random stuff at Lowe's. Last thing, I do want to make sure you guys sign up using our link to get $30 for free when you spend $30. So gear up for Halloween, Black Friday, Christmas, and save some money, stack those deals. I'll also leave a copy of the link in my description notes as well.
Last night got a little out of hand. Look at my hands, I fell off a soapbox, I can't understand it. I've been on a tangent here. anywhere else now. Headed for a breakdown, need a little break now. What else can I say about what I've done and what I'm gonna do? Ooh, really now I've said it all. There is nothing left to say it all. Yeah, but still I feel the need to talk. I just wanna turn it off. I don't wanna panic, but I'm in love with what you hated. I've been down and out about the things I can't.
Here we are, everybody, with set number 910013, the Retro Bowling Alley. The set has 2,793 pieces. In case you were wondering, it was released November 9th, 2021. And today, if you were to buy one brand new or sealed, it's going to cost you about $545. Luckily, we know a guy who had it used, so we did not have to buy one used and drop that much cash. So, super excited about that. The set also comes with 4 minifigures and kind of an awesome Dave's Cafe bowling sign out front. I really like a lot of the different part usage for the build, as well as just some of the different building techniques. I just want to dive into that real quick before we place this into the Lego City. I'm sure most people, if not everybody, have seen the Retro Bowling Alley or heard of it, and probably have seen an overview as well, so I won't spend a ton of time, but I really like the little diner in the backside here. Has a little arcade in the front, and then a little checkout person to get your bowling shoes and everything, and then just some cool little bowling alleys. The one thing I will say that I did not like about the set, and I hate doing this right away, but the pins themselves don't actually sit down on any sort of studs. So when you're moving this thing around, or like the bowling balls, you know, there's nothing holding them in place, so they just kind of fall out. And so we aren't going to actually be putting the pins in, unfortunately, just because I don't want to have to continuously like move them and adjust them and hear them shaking around every time I'm moving stuff. But overall, again, everything looks great. Love the diner, love the part, love the arcade. The bowling alleys are actually really cool as well. The one other thing I will say is the way that these stick down. I don't know if I'm necessarily loving the idea that it's 2 separate pieces. I get why they did it, but just something that I would prefer it to be one solid piece and just kind of attach a little bit easier. But let's go put this into the Lego City. We are in the Lego City, and this is really where I'm going to need all of your help in trying to decide where we put the Retro Bowling Alley within the Lego City. So the couple things that I had thought in the past here is really just trying to potentially take one of our modulars over here, put it in the corner where we have an open base plate. But my problem with that is if I take the Parisian, for example, put it in the corner over here, what I'm going to run into is I'm going to put the bowling alley behind the courthouse. It's going to be blocked by the courthouse. So I don't want to do that because I do really like the bowling alley and I want it to be visible. So my other thought is color-based. So I don't necessarily want to keep the downtown diner over here, primarily because I'm going to have the diner, which is tan. I'm going to have the bowling alley, which is tan, behind another massive tan building. So what I want to try to do is potentially move the downtown diner into our corner where we have an open base plate, and then move the Dave's Cafe or the Retro Bowling Alley in its place while I shift the Assembly Square and Parisian down to the corner for now. So let's try that. So here we are after shuffling a few things around on the second tier. We did get the bowling alley placed on that second tier, pushing the Assembly Square and Parisian down to the corner. I think overall it looks pretty good. The only downside is Assembly Square is kind of tall. Bowling alley is pretty short. We are going to make it a point of emphasis to add that second tier onto the bowling alley. So that is something that I want to look into. I'll place a picture on the screen here so you can see what that looks like. And I'm pretty sure that's done by Brick Artisan. And what we did, again, taking that diner and pushing it all the way down into the corner. I like that I just talked about how much I like the downtown diner, and now we are putting it in the corner. Very unfortunate. We are going to end up moving it here at some point, but again, I'm trying to kind of disperse the different tan buildings that we have, as we do have 123 Sesame Street on here. We do have the police station, and we do have the downtown diner all in a row. Obviously, there is a lot of tan within our Lego City when you're talking about the bowling alley on top of that and the courthouse. So definitely something where I'm trying to kind of space things out, as well as the Palace Cinema. Space things out just so that we can have certain colors not necessarily grouped all together. But let me know, everybody. Just want to do a quick little look at the Lego City, and just let me know if there's something that you think that we should change in the Lego City, certain buildings that we should move, maybe somewhere where we can potentially put the bowling alley. But everything for the most part, it's looking pretty good. Just, again, I'd really like your guys' input on anything we should change. Well, we got the bowling alley built and placed into the Lego City. This is not necessarily its final home, so please make sure you guys drop some comments down below. Let me know if you think we should change anything up in the Lego City, but please make sure you guys stay tuned. It is going to be a crazy next few weeks here as we are going to be building the haunted house with Halloween coming up. We're going to be changing up the rock platforms in the Greenery area and also putting up shelving along the entire Lego room. So a lot coming up here. Make sure you stay tuned, like, subscribe, and I'll see everybody soon. Have a great rest of your week. Bye.